What motivates me to continue renovating? Well, I suppose the principal one was the fact that I ended up losing the house that I built in Normandy in 2020, 2021, when my former wife decided to divorce me and take possession of the house. So, for the first time since I was about the age of 21, um, I didn't have a house to my name, and it was kind of a bit spooky, to be honest with you, a bit frightening. So that meant that I needed to get myself organised and um, work out which way the future was going to go. And the future has worked out not too bad at all, to be honest with you. So I moved from Normandy to Paris. I worked for a while for a very prestigious landscaping company in Paris. Um, and sadly, I had a knee injury, which forced me to um, resign from the company. The end of 2022, 2023, I embarked on various little projects, doing small jobs and stuff like that in and around the Paris area, few sort of minor sort of renovations and stuff, and also things like fixing people's plumbing and changing sockets and stuff like that. So getting myself busy, and then I decided it was time to look to buy a house, buy something that would give me security in my old age. And time is of the essence now because um, I'm 61 now, and there will become a time fairly soon when I won't be able to do physically what I'm currently able to do, and that's frightening as well in its way because I've always worked. I've worked since the age of 16, and it's kind of weird and worked physically hard in the construction and landscaping industry. So it's kind of weird to be at an age where I'm thinking in a few years' time that just all that will be beyond me. So I need to make sure that everything is done in such a way that, like I say, I've got security. The house doesn't cost me anything because it's paid for. I've a small amount of money in the stock exchange, not a vast amount, but it was enough to enable me to buy this house and enough to pay for the renovations. And then we'll see what goes on. I'm looking to maybe start workshop programs once the house is finished, and also things like Airbnb, anything I can do to earn a buck to keep me out of poverty in my very old age. So um, that's the main thing that motivated me was the fact that time was against me, and um, it's something that needed to be done. And I'd looked around a big area, sort of within anything within 2 hours or about 150 kilometres around the Paris area. So I intend to stay in Paris. I enjoy it very much. I lived in London, South London, for 30 odd years. And there's nothing quite like a big city, particularly a capital like London or Paris. So I intend to stay here, but I'll also be able to enjoy the house in the Loire and Cher, which is a really beautiful part of France. If you've never been there, it really is. It's a treat. People talk about the south and all the rest of it, but this is a hidden beauty. It's got loads, it's got lakes, it's got chateaus, it's got vast, vast national parks. There's lots of really nice towns not too far from. Lots of activity and stuff. You're never too far away from anything, and you're only 2 hours from Paris. So there's what's not to like, really. Uh, and that's a nice thing that I can get organised. I can be there fairly short, fairly quickly, and get on with the week's work. So I work from Tuesday through to Saturday evening, which gives me the Sunday and the Monday off. So that's the motivation side of it is all there. And when it's done, it's done. I don't know what else the future would hold for me, but at least with this now, it's in my name only. So it's untouchable. And obviously, once I'm gone, it goes to my children, my 6 kids, so they can divide it however they divide it. So it's quite a nice little legacy as well, considering everything that's gone on in the recent years. And I do really enjoy living in France. I think it's a terrific country. I know lots of people um, admire France, and lots of people are a little bit sceptical about France, but the people are lovely. The amount of areas that you can visit and see, and it's, you know, if you like the countryside, you've got the countryside. If you like the seaside, you've got the seaside. If you like big towns or little towns, it's all there. If you like skiing, if you like water sports, it's got everything really. And it's, I think it's the only country in Europe that spans both north and south of Europe in the respect that how different it can be from the very north sort of Lille area right the way down to the bottom of Nice and the borders with Italy and Spain. So um, I'm motivated to stay in France. I'm motivated to maintain some sort of earning capacity, however I can do it. I don't know if I would work full time as such, but if I can get an Airbnb going, or if I can do some workshops if people are interested in that, then that's all for the good. And I can also, there's people here in Paris that always need bits and pieces doing. So there's always some work to pick up along the way, and it's quite nice. So that's my motivation, and let's just see how this house pans out. If we can get it sort of more or less the internals finished by the end of August 2025, that'll have been quite an achievement. It's about end up being around about 4 months of intense work to get it to a living, a habitable environment. And it's so nice to bring life back into the old girl, because it's a terrific house. It's in a terrific part of the world, and it just needed some tender loving care, and also to be respectful of what it is. It's an old French cottage. It would have been a working family, a farm working family that would have been here, and what there's lots of the area now that they'll be looking at that they wouldn't recognise. Obviously, the upstairs, the bedrooms and stuff, but there would be stuff that they would recognise, like the beautiful oak beams and the cob that makes up the walls. Um, so it's quite nice in that point of view that we've kept. I've tried to be as respectful as possible. Obviously, you need to put modern things in, you need to insulate and all the rest of it. But I like to think that it's quite a sympathetic renovation, all things considered, and I'm very pleased thus far with the progress I've made. It would have been nice um, to have found it a year or two earlier, but it wasn't to be. So I had looked at lots of different properties in and around the larger Paris region, and this one just seemed to tick all the boxes. So that's this short video coming to conclusion now. In the meantime, we had a bit of a look round at the house and showed you a shot of the window, the new UPVC window. Can't speak from the front, so you can see it's not overly out of place. I don't think it doesn't scream UPVC at you anyway. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.